want to move to a couple of questions for you. I know you've covered this for us so extensively. Just if we could drill down a little bit more, or maybe cover some of that information for some of our attendees. Can we talk a little bit about how Cloud Backup for Office 365 is licensed?
Yeah, sure. The way we do that today is we license per user. So basically, each person you have a license for in Office 365, or another way you look at it, each mailbox, we're able to license based on that, and charge monthly fee or an annual fee to protect that data.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. A question now: how do I access and manage my protection with Cloud Backup? And I know you did cover this, but if we could just return to perhaps a slide or a little bit more detail for our attendees.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem. Great question. So, as I said, we have a partner portal which is accessible anywhere, even on a mobile device. It's at StorageCraft.com, but I think it's partners.storagecraft.com, where you can log in, and that way you have access to all your cloud backup data. And if you happen to be a service provider, it's multi-tenant, so that you can have multiple organizations that maybe you're managing on behalf of, and you can manage it that way too. And all done through a portal. Key piece is we're trying to empower you. You have total control. There's no need to have to call us to get in and manage or recover data. We're here for you if you need us, but that's widely available.
Excellent. Thank you. And another question, they're asking, can I restore Office data to a different user?
That's a great question. And the simple answer is yes, you can. When you do a recovery or a restore, you can restore, say, your SharePoint data to a different user. Maybe someone's left the company and you want to move it, or emails or whatnot. You definitely can. You can specify which folder and which user to restore to.
Excellent. Again, attendees, you can continue to ask questions. Just use that chat window there. Another one here for you, Bill. Can you share a StorageCraft experience of how someone recovered from ransomware? Do you have another story you can share with us?
Definitely. I shared one story. I can share another. Even this aerospace place. The best one was just simple case where they were using a RMM tool. Very much like the experience I mentioned before, where their company had been basically hacked by ransomware, and they were in trouble. And first, they actually thought about paying the ransom, but they reached out to us because they had quite a large number of machines, and we were able to help them. And simply put, how did we help them? They were using our Shadow Protect software, so they're creating image-based backup and snapshots of their data every day. They're doing daily snapshots, and they were also using our cloud services. And they were able to virtualize a few machines in our cloud to get people up and running very quickly. And at the same time, we were able to create a bare metal restore image of all their data and ship that to them on a bunch of SSD drives so they could move the data quickly and get it out to their customers. It's amazing how many similar things we've heard of that situation. Just to share another, since we got a minute, we also had a retail store on the East Coast where their retail machines went down. So literally, this is their business, where they were almost at the cash registers type stuff, where they could not continue their business because ransomware had gotten in and locked up basically all the data and their database stuff. And we literally jumped in and maybe went above and beyond, where they were using our services again, our cloud services. So they had an offsite copy, and we literally put a drive on an airplane and flew it out to them. So first thing the next morning, they had their data and were able to restore. And again, just move to a data point they had from an hour before the ransomware attack had hit, and just keep things going. And we're right back in business the next day. Excellent.
Wonderful. Another question here: how often would you suggest to do a test of a DR plan?
Yeah, it's a great question. It kind of depends upon what type of business you're dealing and data you're dealing with. My suggestion is probably at least every 6 months, it's good to do a test, just as a general rule of thumb. Again, depending on your situation, you may want to do it more often. Make sure your incremental recovery points and things are working just as you want them to. But again, about every 6 months, I think, is good.